the pace with control of this race. Here comes a run from Davey Hazard. He blocks the 10. Not going to be enough. Ryan Pace is going to win at Talladega.
Curry trying to hold off Wilson. He's done a good job so far. Wilson, one last desperate attempt to the bottom. He won't get there. Nick Curry wins at Bristol.
Coming out turn number 2, coming down the back straightaway here. Looks like he's in a class of his own right now.
Merzlak, one final time, get around the 55, big time send.
He hits the wall, he hits it, he gets the lead, but can he hang on to it? Oh my goodness, he made it to the line!
Big push down the backstretch is going to give him a good run through the corners.
Just a little bit
Follow from the 1.
A little bit of contact there for second, but coming to the line, Toby Roberson's going to take home the checkered flag and victory here from the new Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Before I wrap things up here in this segment, your thoughts on the type of race we're going to see tonight? And I would have to agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to tonight's feature presentation of the HVRL Maverick Cup Series Road America 160. Tonight from none other than the Road America Racecourse here in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. Hello and welcome, folks. My name is JoeTowNetwork, joined up here in the booth tonight by the one and only Mr. Dewey Schramm III. Dewey, welcome back to the JTN booth and welcome to Wisconsin.
Yeah, been a hot minute since I've been up in the booth, but glad to be back, and I don't think I've ever commentated a Road America race before, so something a little different here tonight.
Something a little different indeed. It's going to be a fun one here tonight for 25 laps around this race course. It's just over 4 miles in length, Dewey. A bunch of unique challenges for these drivers, including the pit wall, apparently, as we saw one car just smash off of it, but nonetheless, going to be a fun time here tonight for these drivers and a difficult task.
Yeah, you may see 25 laps and you think, well, that's not a lot of laps. This race is going to go by pretty quick. No. This is by far the longest track anywhere on the Maverick Cup Series schedule, clocking in at just over 4 miles in length. So looking at about lap times, just over 2 minutes here for these guys. So this should be about an hour-long event, assuming it runs green. And a lot of tricky corners within those 4 miles. So
what do they say when you assume
it's only
things?
25 laps, but it's a lot.
When you assume things, what do they say about that? It does what? I don't think we can say it on air, can we?
Maybe not.
I'll let your imagination do it. But folks, can't thank you enough.
Leave that stone unturned.
Exactly. Folks, can't thank you enough for tuning in here tonight. Make sure if you haven't already, drop a like on the video and subscribe. Again, doing so helps support us so much here on JTM. We can't thank you enough for all of your support. Yeah, we're back. It's been a couple weeks. I was on business trip last week. That was fun. I'm home now, though. Dewey's home. Dewey,
I am.
How are you doing? Are you doing okay?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I am doing fantastic.
Nice. But our friends over at Tarnation TV, of course, had the coverage of the race last week. Allison Rodrigo taking home the victory. So shout out to Allison on his win last week from Kansas. And you can go check out the replay of that race again over on Tarnation TV here on YouTube. But yeah, Maverick Night in America back, and it's home here on JTN for this year.
Its rightful place.
Its rightful place.
That was cool to see Allison finally take home a checkered flag with the speed that he's had this season. So that was a cool little victory there. But again, obviously a much different track and set of corners here this week that somebody's going to come out on top of. It'll be interesting, though, to see who it is.
Mm-hmm. And Dewey, I like how you always do your sentences. And you enunciate all of your words.
Yeah. What a practice.
Professional broadcaster Dewey Schramm. Qualifying. Gonna get underway. We got about 7 minutes here. So plenty of time for Dewey and I to kind of vamp at each other. But while we're doing that, let's go ahead and take a look at the point standings here coming into this race tonight. You can see Nick Gunther now with a 164-point lead going into this race here this evening. Trey Kinsey has moved up into the third spot in the points, 597 back. Seth Cole, fourth. And Joshua Mercurio, after missing multiple races, he's back there in the fifth spot. Dewey, it's really the Nick Gunther show. Keith Hughes right now kind of in a position where he's going to need that 55 car to falter a couple times here down the stretch.
Yeah, and Keith is really the only person at this point that can even catch Nick. I mean, a 600-point gap is almost insurmountable in these last couple. Like, I think Nick would have to finish last in every race in a 40-car field for the rest of the year for Trey to even sniff the points lead. So it's going to be between Nick and Keith, and like you said, it's going to even take a lot of issues for Nick Keith to get back in it. So it's looking really good here for the 55 to dethrone the 82 as the defending champion. But hey, you never know. A lot can happen in those last 5 races.
A lot can happen. We go to Sin City next week, the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, so that'll be a fun one for sure. I believe Talladega's still on deck this year as well. I don't have the schedule out in front of me. I'm still getting back into this broadcasting thing, but nonetheless, going to be a lot of fun here this evening as we try to kind of see how this points battle continues to shake out.
Without a doubt.
That kind of rhymed. So 12 winners on the season. So if we got a new one tonight, it'd be your 13th. Blaine Davis in the 800. I believe, is Blaine on the entry list?
The 800?
Yes. Is Blaine here tonight for Owls Esports Racing?
I don't think so.
All right. Benjamin Snyder will be running live reality paint scheme that he ran at Gateway in Michigan to commemorate the upcoming 47th season of Survivor on CBS. It'll also run next week. 47 seasons of Survivor. Wow.
I was about to say, that's a lot of seasons.
Some other...
It's a lot of surviving.
Other notes, 123 different drivers have started a race in the 2024 season. Caution cooldowns will be in effect on all tracks except for super speedways, road courses, Pocono and Indianapolis, effective immediately. Consisting of a period of 7 laps with no cautions if there are 3 cautions within a period of 15 laps. The 2025 schedule has been finalized. Expect your official announcement either end of October or early November. And rumor is a new lower division series has been greenlit for Friday nights, running short tracks across the western United States, as well as a few combination races on the larger tracks with Tuesday night's Maverick Cup Series, similar to the old Winston West combo events with the NASCAR Winston Cup Series back in the day. So some fun things on the horizon. The schedule will be revealed tomorrow, Ben says in chat. So, wow.
Oh, then. Yeah.
So expect that soon. Trademark. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, got some good old Maverick housekeeping.
Housekeeping. Hotels aren't doing housekeeping anymore. You know that?
Are they?
Yeah.
Huh.
Now they when I was in San Diego, they didn't come in and make the room back up. You had to ask for it.
Interesting.
At that point, I'm not gonna, not gonna ask for it. I had 2 beds. All to myself. It was great.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. Go ride the trolley when you're in San Diego, folks. Go ride the trolley. It's a good time.
Never been to San Diego before, but maybe someday.
Someday, love will find you.
I mean, I've never been further west than Ohio, so
Wow.
there's a lot to explore.
I mean, I was in that same
Still.
boat. And then I went to Japan, so... but I guess that's east, so...
Going to Japan would be pretty cool.
It is. Yeah, let us know where you've farthest west you've vacationed to, or traveled to. Maybe not vacation. Like in my case, never taken a vacation west of Iowa. So, yeah. Let us know where you vacation to.
I should also mention that when I was in Ohio, it wasn't anywhere good in Ohio.
Oh.
Like it wasn't Cleveland or
Yeah, but
Cincinnati. It was like some random
like
town on the
Columbus?
Ohio River.
Uh-huh.
It was like
Yeah,
I think it was called East Liverpool or something like
yeah,
that.
so you said Ohio, so that's really all you had to say, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
hail to the victors and all that, and hail to Michigan. Rah rah
Something
football,
like that.
you know.
Michigan's getting slaughtered by Ohio State this year, just so you know.
Um,
I'm sorry, but it's true.
whatever you say, man.
I don't make the rules.
Yeah, Florida does have good beaches. Ben says go Gators. Gonna need more cheering. Billy Napier probably gonna get fired.
Yeah, Florida's not looking too hot.
Where's our college football show?
I don't know where they're at this week.
Oh, like game day?
Yeah.
Oh, game day's at the Tennessee-Oklahoma game. I meant like
That's
our,
right.
like track and turfs college football show.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I wanted to do it, but last time is, whoa. Oh yeah, Ben's a UF student, so
Oh yeah.
hope you're enjoying those football games. Because they have been rough watches.
They have. Mississippi State hasn't looked great either. That game this weekend might be special. In a very bad way. Oh, we're done with qualifying at least.
That was long,
Yeah. But it's over.
but it's over.
And
It's over. And Dewey's going to take us through tonight's starting lineup.
yeah, why don't we do that? So, kind of fitting that the points leader is on the pole, I guess, as Nick Gunther in the 55 with a 2:06.463 will be rolling off first here for tonight's race at Road America. He'll be joined on the front row by Joshua Mercurio in the 86. Back in row 2, it's Jack Merkel in the 07 and Chief Keith Hughes in the 82. Zachary Hall rounds out our top 5 starters, and he'll be joined in row 3 by Santiago Gutierrez. Back in row number 4, it's the 052 of Victor Delgado III, and to his outside, the 117 of Jonathan Peavy. Back in row number 5, it'll be the 222 of Fran Gomez, and the 096 of Ulysses Sandoval, comprising the rest of the top 10. Row number 6 will be the 91 of Steph Thomas and the 137 of Kez Hiller. Trey Kinsey and the 238 of Chase Severus make up row 7. JLP, Joseph Landy Pavlin, and Zach Armstrong make up row number 8. 17th will be the 87 of Randy Panas. Apologies if that was not pronounced right. And the 83 of Gustavo Carrillo. The 040 of Robert Weaver will start off in 19th, and Jason Dady back tonight in the 051. The last car to take a time, he will roll off in 20th. Rest of the field back in row 11, the 176 of Mario Racinos and Buddy Campos in the 8. Dylan Young and Mark Snyder back in row 12. Mike Carroll and Michael Norman will roll off 25th and 26th, with Mike McIntyre and Tate Dorsey back in 27th and 28th. Ben Snyder and Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, roll off 29th and 30th, and shotgun on tonight's field will be Seth Cole in the 78th. So some heavy hitters starting towards the back tonight, Joe. It'll be interesting to see how they can try to make their way up through this field.
How are they going to make their way up through the field?
That 08 of Michael Norman had quite a bit of speed in practice, but again, rolling off in 26th, so let's see what he can do.
Dewey, it's going to come down to how aggressive are you going to be on this start of the race, right? Because that's going to be opportunity for these drivers to make up a lot of spots down into turn 1, then down into turn number 3 or 4, depends on how you number the kink that there is off of turn 2, but or rather off of turn 1. But yeah, gonna be fun. How aggressive do you get into some of these braking zones like Canada Corner?
Me personally, I'm not usually that aggressive on road courses, but maybe that's just because I don't have a lot of confidence in myself. I think the risk of just blowing the corner and either wrecking yourself or somebody else, to me, outweighs the potential gain you can get of passing somebody quicker. Like, I'd rather do it a bit more methodically and maybe either wait for them to mess up or maybe find a more opportune passing zone. But obviously, if you're someone like Michael Norman, who's starting so far in the back with not a whole lot of laps and some strategy to work around, might need to be a bit more aggressive if you're someone like him. It also depends on what your goals for the race are, for how you approach that as well. You want to win, you want to get up there as fast as you can. If you're okay with finishing like 10th, maybe you don't have to take it as hard.
What if you want to, though?
Well, I'm not going to tell you what you can and can't do, so...
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you can be a little bossy sometimes.
I can?
Yeah.
That's news to me.
Folks out there in chat, let us know your favorite Dewey boss moment. We'll talk about the best ones on air.
Yeah.
Have you found this Oreo Coke Zero yet?
I have not, but I kind of want to try it, honestly.
I want to try it. I gotta find it.
I don't know if I want to try the cookies more or the soda more.
You gotta try both, right? Like,
actually, you gotta dip the cookie
you gotta dip
in the
the cookie in the
yeah.
Exactly. Jason Dady back tonight. Awesome. Welcome back, Jason.
It's been a little bit since you've seen him on the track, but good to see that 051 back in the swing of things here.
Back in the swing of things. Back in the saddle.
Back in the saddle again.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Gomez there in that 222. Have you ever ridden on a horse or rode a horse?
I don't think I have.
Wow. Not even like a...
I might have as a kid and forgotten about it,
Okay.
but I don't think I have.
Like that Big and Rich song?
I'm gonna need a refresher.
Save a horse.
Ah, yeah. Oh, got a minute left.
Oh my
here
goodness, someone's upside down.
Oh no.
It's Trey Kinsey.
Hopefully we don't see that in the race.
I
That was
hope
bad.
not. That's we're just
Good
gonna...
Lord.
Oh no.
Yeah.
All
these blank Toyotas because I'm missing a lot of car files for myself. Oops.
And we have a full pace lap tonight.
Drivers, to your cars.
Oh man.
Well, we're gridding up. Ready to get this thing going.
That we are.
Got 31 cars, 25 laps, 4-mile road course. Should be a good one.
Field at the ready, so we wait the command to get engines fired here from Road America. Field rolls off here. Field of 30 tonight. Dewey, what's your key to the race?
Oh boy, if I had to pick a single key for the race, it is just stay on the track.
Okay. Hey,
I mean, there's a lot of opportunities to make mistakes and a lot of opportunities to maybe get run into by other cars. And I think with the amount of trouble spots and just trouble in general that this track can present, just keeping all 4 of your wheels on the paved parts should be a pretty conducive formula for success here tonight. Making sure that you can capitalize on your peers' mistakes and not making too many of them yourself. And I think if you can do those 2 things, these drivers should be okay.
some of these drivers already saving fuel too.
Oh my god, someone just warped out. What the heck was that?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, the 176 is junk and we're pacing. I don't know how he just did that, but the entire right side of the car is destroyed.
Huh.
I don't know. His car it just started warping like really bad in the middle of the air, and then he was just in the wall.
Huh.
So
Not ideal.
yeah, we got cars off the track before we even take the green, so not ideal for
They didn't listen to your keys, did they? Oh, we got one off the track again. Oh.
Oh no.
One in the sand,
Oh jeez.
like Ulysses.
Not yet, guys. We're still pacing. It's too early for this.
Oh. We're dropping wheels off the track. Okay. All right.
I mean, you know, they don't have to listen to my keys. It's totally optional, of course.
It's pretty obvious they're not listening to your keys, dude.
Yeah. That's okay. They're suggestions.
Well, no, they're keys.
I know, but, you know, my word, it's not be-all, end-all.
James says, I'm scared.
I have to be 100% honest. If I was a driver in this field, I'd be a little scared for turn 1. Obviously, some of these guys are probably going to have varying braking points for where they feel comfortable starting to slow down for, especially turn 1 with how long of a straightaway you get coming up to it. So hopefully we don't have much calamity there. But you might want to hold your breath for that one because it might get a little interesting.
I think I'm scared for every corner on the track, to be honest, Dewey. That's a comment.
I could understand that.
Yeah.
Definitely turn 1, though, again, because it's just how long of a straightaway you get leading up to it, and Canada Corner, too. Canada Corner could definitely be a trouble spot for these guys tonight. Or maybe the straightaway between turn 2 and turn 3, as we saw already with the 176. So hopefully he can get some of that damage fixed at some point and keep it up or keep
I have
at
a
it.
feeling he'll have an opportunity or two.
Yeah, it depends on if a big enough wreck happens, I guess, to trigger a yellow.
I have a feeling he'll have an opportunity or two.
Yeah, for a road course, it'd have to be a pretty big wreck, but you never know.
You never know. Nick Gunther going to lead us to green in the number 55 as the field makes their way off the final corner. Getting ready to go up the hill.
Here we go.
Wong Do won the first 2 races here at Road America, not in the field tonight. So who will take the checkered flag up here in Cheese Country? Gunther with control. Flagman with green in hand. And we are racing from Road America.
Time to see how clean of a turn 1 this field can get. A little bit of jostling around 5th or 6th. Guys trying to make a quick early move to gain some extra spots as Gunther barely clears Mercurio there going into turn 1. And it looks like everybody got through all right so far, Joe.
Awesome.
Look at that. So far, so good, as these 31 drivers attempt to navigate this course for the first time under race conditions. Heavy braking zone down here into turn 3, the first left-hander on the racetrack. Gunther up by about half a car length still on that 86. A lot of wrecks tend to happen in this corner, so we'll see. Right now, everybody looks like. Oh, and there goes Matt McIntyre. He's into the sand.
Oh, we stay green.
738 trying to get out of there, but that sand just really, really digs into your tires and gets you stuck. So that's going to cost the
Very
738
coarse.
a lot of time. Oh, someone just flipped over, Joe. The 238 of Chase
Oh.
Severs just went upside down, and that car is destroyed. What in the world happened here? Oh my... Oh my gosh. He was already around, and he got clobbered and sent into the tire barrier. That was not good.
Here's a replay of it.
Yeah, I think he might have flipped twice instead of once. Yeah, coming out of this corner here,
Oh, got turned.
he had some help from Trey Kinsey. He gets hit there, gets clobbered by the 77, goes flying into the air, and then here comes the 6 to send him up and over again. And just like that, the 238 is destroyed here on lap number 1.
We stay green.
And that was the 77 of Dwayne Johnson, the Rock, that made the initial contact. And of course,
That's
Tate
your Watkins
Dorsey
Glen winner.
in the 6. Yeah, we thought Tate could have been one of the guys that could march his way through the field and get a better finish, but a lot of damage to that car already as well. And got Mike Carroll off in the sand. I think this is in the last corner. Trying to get himself out of there. So quite a few issues there. All the leaders remain up there and okay. Nothing going wrong for them so far, but yeah, definitely some trouble here towards the midfield and the rear. Chase Severs the only car to retire from that accident, but still green despite the amount of contact. Jason Dady off in the sand in turn 3. Trying to get that 051 fired up again, but going to lose a lot of time doing it. The sand on this track is extremely unforgiving. If you get in the sand, you are going to have a horrible time trying to get out of it.
Again, it's coarse, it's rough, and it gets everywhere.
Yes, it does. Oh, Mark Snyder just hit the wall out of turn 3 as well. Jason Dady still trying to get it together.
Oh.
And those two finally do here, but a lot of time those two are going to have to try to make up.
So we're 2 laps in, Dewey. You're talking in the open about how these laps are relatively long. I should tell you right there.
Indeed. That would have been like probably 10 laps at Bristol.
Oh, at least.
But only 2 here up in Elkhart Lake.
Speaking of, we
Nick
got
Gunther
a
has put him
Bristol-
some distance.
it's a Bristol triple header this week.
Quadruple header this week.
Oh, the modifieds are there too? Or is it K9?
Got Arca.
Oh yeah, Arca.
Yeah. Can't go
Arca.
wrong with Bristol.
You can't go wrong with Bristol. Remember, Bristol is a good boy.
Either Bristol, yeah. One is a good boy, one is a good track.
Both are a good time.
Yes. Benjamin Snyder has damage everywhere.
Yes, he does.
I don't know where he got it from, but it's a lot.
He looks like he was just voted off the island.
He might have been. I think he had a date with a barrier at some point. Oh, yes, he did. Yeah, he While we were watching Jason Dady and Mark Snyder get it together in turn, Ben went wide and went headfirst into the tires right behind them.
Hmm.
And he's just done it again as well. It's unfortunately, once you get into the tires the first time and your car just
Oh.
becomes a hunk of metal,
Yep,
you
here
just
come the
can't really-
leaders.
you can't drive it how you want to anymore.
Here come the leaders.
And I think Ben might have just Alt F4'd or something.
Okay.
No longer in the way, but tough end of the night there for Ben as Mercurio is going to Tokyo drift it through that left-hander. But you hold on to second for now.
Mercurio and Merkel right now having a fun little battle for second.
They are. I'm sure Nick Gunther is loving that, as it will allow him to put more space between himself and the 86. I'm sure Keith Hughes would love it if they battled as well, because the 82 needs as many spots as he can get if he wants to try to chase down that 55 for the points lead.
That's right, that's right.
Indeed.
Indubitably.
Got a good battle going here just outside the top 5 as well. This is Victor Delgado, Fran Gomez, and Santi Gutierrez, 6th, 7th, and 8th here. Coming up towards turn number 3. Ninth and 10th, not too far behind them either, Trey Kinsey and Michael Norman. The mentioned Michael started back in 26th and is already up 16 spots. Trying to make it 17 as he works his way closer to the rear bumper of the 80. Oh wait, definitely one to watch here as this race marches onward. And Nick Gunther messed up somewhere because he is now 4th.
Oh.
I don't know where he went off, but he made a mistake somewhere, and it just cost him the lead.
Go find that for you, folks.
I believe there may have been contact potentially between him and Mercurio. I'm not 100% sure. Looks like it happened going into turn 4.
Yeah, so Gunther makes a mistake here into 3, locks him up, gets wide. Mercurio doesn't make a mistake, gets the inside of Gunther.
I think he just went wide again.
Yeah. Yeah, no contact
And
at all.
It allows Merkel and Chief Keith to get by, so the 55 going to have some work to do to get that lead back.
And he's already all over the back bumper of Keith Hughes now.
Well, Mercurio
Hi,
went
Tom.
wide as well, so I think in Canada corner. So the 86 lost some spots, and that means that the 07 of Jack Merkel is now our race leader. So Mercurio did not have the lead for very long.
I didn't even get to lead the lap.
Yep, and now Gunther is back up to P2. Mercurio is still 5th, but he's going to have... He's got Zachary Hall to get back by before he can contend for the lead again. So some costly mistakes throughout the field here so far in tonight's race. Got one around out of Canada corner, the 040. That's Robert Weaver. Looks like he's nosed it into the concrete wall a little bit, but it doesn't look like the car is very damaged. Trying to find an opening to get back going again, but he's having a hard time finding one. Oh, he just backed it into the wall.
Well, leader's coming up on Mark Snyder here. Ooh.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a rough one for Mark so far. He's gone off track a handful of times, but it looks like he'll yield to the leaders here.
That cost
And
the
let them on
07 some
by.
time.
It did. Yeah, he just caught Mark at a bad spot.
Mm-hmm.
So Gunther, despite the slip-up he had in turn 4, now within a couple car lengths of retaking the lead.
Well, he might be abusing those tires, too, trying to run this 07 down.
Yeah, tire saving
Oh,
is
one
going to
in
be
the
very
grass.
difficult here.
That was Zachary Hall.
Oh, Gunther goes a bit wide again, and he has to save it out of the last corner. Great job there by the 55 to keep that thing straight. But it's going to allow Keith Hughes to pull up to his side here as we have a battle for second here across the line and into turn 1. Looks like it's going to go to the 82 here.
Yeah, so Gunther will kind of have to regroup, let those tires maybe cool down just a little bit.
Yeah, I did some practice laps here just to see what kind of
Extremely
driving
tight.
conditions that these drivers would have to deal with tonight. And I got to tell you, my tires were screaming for help the entire time.
What were you doing to him?
Abusing them, clearly.
Do I need to report you to the tire police?
No, please
Tire
don't do
Protective
that.
Services?
No. No, I have a wife and kids. They need me. Yeah, no, a very tight setup, I believe. So, I don't think tire saving is going to be all that easy here tonight. Looks like Jason Dady having some more issues here with turn 3. Been a trouble spot for quite a few drivers so far, but he'll gather it up here and get it going. Jack Merkel putting some more distance now between himself and Nick Gunther with the slip up the 55 had in the final corner last time by. So we know the 55 is the fastest car on the racetrack. The problem is he's made more mistakes than the car in front of him and the car behind him.
Yes.
So back to those keys. Just keep those 4 wheels on the paved part. You'll be all right.
Well, let's go ahead as the 040's off.
Oh, Nick almost did it again.
Let's go ahead and go on board with Nick Gunther when we get to the start-finish line here, Dewey, for a couple laps, and you can kind of see what he's fighting behind the wheel of this 55.
Yeah, there's a lot of wheel spin for sure.
A little bit.
A lot of wheel hopping.
You got a visor cam here with Nick Gunther, so we'll step aside and let you guys, turn it up. Caution out here on the track. Dewey, what's the caution for?
Well, we had another flip, Joe, while we were on board with Nick Gunther, and it was the number 6 of Tate Dorsey down in Canada Corner, as he got in there way too hot and slid into the tires and tipped himself over.
You see the replay of it.
He'd had the earlier incident with Chase Severs, and this was the icing on the cake here tonight for what has been a rough race for
Batman.
Mr. Dorsey there. And onion rings for this evening.
Believe that was our caution, though?
I think so?
Had to be for something else.
I mean, a flip is a pretty good reason to throw the caution, but you never know.
Yeah.
So this will bunch the field back up here. Our first yellow on lap 7. There were some green flag stops occurring at the time of the yellow. I think Dylan Young and Buddy Campos were among the cars on pit road at that point. I'm not entirely sure what the fuel window here is for this race, but I'll just see if maybe they can make it to the rest of the, or to the checkered from here.
The lull in the action gives us an opportunity to remind you we've got great racing action coming up here on JTN. TMP Cup Series heads to Homestead Miami Speedway for their season finale for the Summer Cup tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Then September 22nd, the Fast Renegade Cup Series is at the Bristol Motor Speedway, 9 p.m. Eastern Time for that one. And Maverick Cup Series action heads to Las Vegas 1 week from tonight, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Those races and much, much more, all going to be live right here only on JTN. I believe we'll start about 10 minutes early, too. Tomorrow night we'll get practice and stuff. The race should be kicking off around 9 for our friends over at TMP. But, yeah. Folks, make sure you hit the like button if you haven't already. Got 23 people currently tuned in, only 10 likes. What's up with that?
Someone just spun under caution.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Looks like it was the 738.
1738.
Matt McIntyre. I am like, hey, what's up? Hello. Yeah, kind of nuts. The summer's pretty much over already. That was
I know.
very quick. It came and it was gone. But the silver lining to that is that means that apple cider donuts and pumpkin spice literally everything are back. And that's cool. It's very fun to make fun of pumpkin spice products, but some of them are pretty good. I have to give credit where credit's due.
Oh, that yellow flag.
He is waving the heck out of that thing.
He is. A lot of cars coming down pit lane.
He is
Blaine,
doing one
wish you
whale
were
of a
racing.
job. We've got about the whole field on here on pit road for this round of stops. I don't think we're going to see a whole lot here in terms of strategy. Maybe one person decides to take two for the heck of it, but besides that, this should be a pretty standard 4-tire and fuel stop for everybody here in this field. And it looks like first off of pit road is going to be that 07 of Jack Merkel, Nick Gunther, Keith Hughes, Zachary Hall, and Santiago Gutierrez. Looks like will be your top 5 here for our first restart of the race. Mercurio, Delgado, Norman, Gomez, and Peavy looks like will make up the rest of the top 10. Quite a bit of stuff go on there on that first run. Opportunity here for the guys in this field to catch a breather, regroup, and refocus here on the rest of this race.
Heck yeah, click the like button an odd number of times. Make sure you do that.
Yeah.
It's important that you click it an odd number of times, not an even number of times. Dewey, what are the odd numbers?
What are odd numbers?
Yeah, which ones are they?
Ones that are lining up on the inside.
Well,
What do you mean?
1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13.
I didn't. Why were you just asking me for the
15.
numbers?
Yeah, what are the odd numbers? Like the number of
Everybody knows
times they could
that.
click the like button and it'd be okay.
Yeah.
But if they click it like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, you know, that's not good.
Oh, not quite.
Oh, man. Oh, Jace Dady's just in the sand in Canada corner.
Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh Shaggy. Merkel about to lead us back to green here, coming back to lap number 10 of 25.
Apparently Dylan Young got a 4-minute penalty somehow.
And Zachary Hall's coming back down pit lane.
I think Jason Dady towed it.
Oof.
But in the meantime, we are ready to go back green.
Merkel with control. Green flag, we're back racing from Road America. Nick Gunther already looking to pounce.
Yeah, the 07 did not get a good restart at all, and this is going to allow the 55 to pounce here going into turn 1. Not quite, as the 07 will clear. Gutierrez and Mercurio side by side further back. Looks like for 5th. Or scratch that, 4th. Mercurio with a big send there into turn 2 to get side by side with Keith Hughes. That's going to work for him. Thought he might dump him, but worked out. Dylan Young has gone off somewhere. I don't even know what corner that is, but he's somewhere.
Somewhere out there. BV inside of Norman.
Oh, almost 3 wide there into turn 3. That was close. Kez Hill or Trey Kinsey almost going off there. This track is not one to go 3 wide at.
No.
That will not work.
You can try.
ever.
You can try. Like they did.
You can try. You will fail.
You can try a lot of things though. Wasabi.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a fan.
Wasabi's cool.
It's okay. The fake wasabi that they have here in the US, now that's not cool, because it's just horseradish with, like, green food coloring most of the time.
Yeah, it's got to be the real stuff.
Gotta be the real stuff. The real stuff
Oh,
tastes...
96 is off. That's Ulysses Sandoval. He's in the middle of the track, facing the wrong way. Oh my gosh. Oh, and there goes Buddy Campos. Overreacted because I think he thought the 96 was going to turn up into him, and that sends the 8 around and facing the wrong way. Everybody's soldiers on, though. 07 still leads at the line. Got about a second and a half on Nick Gunther here, down into turn 1. And it looks like the 96 called it a night after that. Didn't look like that bad of a spin, but maybe he just decided he didn't want to do it anymore. Zachary Hall on pit road this time by. Not sure why he pit now, but at 32 making an off-sequence stop here on lap 11.
So field kind of getting singled out here, Dewey.
Slowly but surely.
I think it's gonna be another good opportunity for us to go on board with somebody. Watch Mercurio
Hopefully-
make a pass for third.
Yeah, hopefully nobody flips during this onboard this time.
Yeah, that would be ideal. I think we're gonna go on board with Joshua Mercurio this time. He just makes the pass for third.
I just got around Keith Hughes in the 82. Get a good look at the cockpit of this 86. See if he can try to flag down that 55 of Nick Gunther.
Yeah, we'll go on the roof.
Oh, roof cam.
Feel the wind through your hair.
Good feeling.
It is. Down here into turn 2.
Definitely getting closer. Gained a little bit there through turn 2.
I'll let you guys enjoy the sweet sounds of automobiles here on JTN. I'd like to thank the Mercurio team for those pictures there for a few laps. But Dewey, so we went on board there with the 86. He saw a couple times laying a wheel wrong, and it made him lose a little bit of time to this 55.
Yeah, even the slightest mistake can definitely cost yourself a chance at the win. Had a couple minor incidents during that little onboard session. Had one in turn 3 with Victor Delgado and Fran Gomez, and then one just out of Canada Corner with Trey Kinsey and Santiago Gutierrez. All 4 of those cars still on the racetrack, but in a way worse position than they were prior to those incidents.
Just over halfway in this one here.
Still the Jack Merkel show so far. Got a 2-second lead on Nick Gunther, another 3 or so seconds back to Mercurio, who still has Chief Keith Hughes all over his back bumper.
Are you gonna keep saying that all night?
Yeah, probably. Michael Norman now the last car in the top 5 with the issues to other drivers. Jonathan Peavy now up to 6th. Good run for him so far. Delgado, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, JLP, Zach Armstrong, rounding out the current top 10. Which, again, has shuffled quite a bit with the couple incidents that have occurred. Matt McIntyre trying to get not stuck in the sand net in turn 3. Gets out of it there in that 738. I can't believe Mark Snyder's car is still driving. That car has a lot of damage to it. Oh, Dylan Young just had an appointment with the tire barrier in Canada Corner.
That tire barrier's had a lot of appointments today.
It has. Very busy schedule. And he is inching his way out of the sand. That car is...
Oh, 83 just hit the concrete.
Wow, he wrecked hard, Joe. That was a big hit for him.
Gustavo.
Ouch.
Carrillo. His Kia.
Went wide into the kink and unfortunately lost it and went straight for that opening there in the concrete, and that car is junked.
That's still driving.
It's still going, but it's ready for the junkyard either way.
A lot of these cars are.
Yeah, these cars are going to be write-offs for sure.
Hey, Eli.
Dylan Young is still trying to get out of the sand.
Might be there for a while.
Yeah, we might have to check back in on him later. He's like, his car looks like a snail right now.
A snail, you say?
Sure looks like one. He's still trying. Looks like the 81 just had some issues in Canada Corner as well. I believe he had some help from JLP. As he gets it going, but lost quite a bit of time. And Dylan Young has finally made it out of the sand.
Round of applause for Dylan Young.
Took him about 2 minutes to get out of there, but he did it.
Hey, that's determination, man.
is.
You gotta give him credit. He did not take a tow truck. He said, I'm getting out of this myself.
I would have probably towed it, personally. But, you know, I respect it. I really
Probably
do.
lost about the same amount of time.
Oh, and just as he got out, Matt McIntyre is now in the exact same spot in Canada Corner.
Oh my goodness.
Here we go again.
Oh, he's got some momentum though.
Yeah, it's not going to take him as long to get out of there, but not ideal either way.
Oh, he stopped. You can't stop. You gotta keep going. You gotta keep going.
Keep your foot in it.
Keep your foot in it. Keep your foot in it. Keep your foot in it. Ah, he's almost there.
Oh, he's so close.
There he goes.
There he goes.
All right, here come the leaders.
Just in time to lose a lap, unfortunately, for Matt.
I'm not laughing at him. I'm laughing at you. Your comment,
Yeah.
that is. I'm at 9 laps
Speaking
to
of-
go here.
Yeah, speaking of the leaders, Mercurio has lost a considerable amount of time now to
The top two.
Gunther. The gap was, I think, about 3. It's now about 5.
And Michael Norman, he's made his way up into the 4th spot in this 08 car. So, as you said, very fast in practice, showing some of that speed. It's unfortunate to think of what could this 08 have done, Dewey, if he had had a better qualifying effort.
Oh, and JLP goes off in Canada Corner. Round number 3 here for the Sand Trap, but he's
He's
already
got
out.
out of that.
Yeah, definitely potentially a lost opportunity there for Michael Norman with the speed that car has, but I mean, never say never. There'll be a caution before this race ends. And if there is, he'd be right up in contention. But as it stands right now, I don't know if he can gain 11 seconds in 9 laps. I don't think that's feasible. But either way, I mean, it's still a very impressive drive, gaining over 20 spots in this race from where he started. Nothing to be ashamed of whatsoever. And we've got another one in the dirt. Looks like it's the 91 this time of Steph Thomas. About the 5th or 6th car in the last 3 laps that's gone off in Canada Corner. It's just eating cars up right now and spitting them back out. And Matt McIntyre has gone around again. He has had a rough couple laps there in that 738.
Dewey's just commentating things that I'm not showing you folks at home.
The full it's like a radio call almost.
It is, because this track's too big, man. Here comes Merkel down pit lane for this final pit stop.
And it looks like Gunther's gonna elect to stay on the same lap as him. Mercurio, though,
Gonna go an
gonna
extra
stay
lap.
out. We'll see what Norman and Keith do here. The 08 and all 08, 82, 117 all come in. So Mercurio gonna try the long game here. Maybe pit next time by and hope that he can.
Oh my goodness, the 052.
Oh, what in the world just
I
happened?
think he's definitely gonna get caught speeding, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, he flew up the hill. Wow.
I don't know. Maybe just because the 83 was going so slow, it made it look worse. But wow.
If those 2 orange cones are where pit speed starts, he just gained a heck of a lot of time doing that. But we'll see.
If I'm Mercurio, there he is.
Yeah,
Bam,
coming down
spam.
here into 3. So obviously staying out an extra lap compared to his peers at the front.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see if this works for him or not. I think if he thought his ceiling was 3rd, staying where he was, maybe he thinks this is worth it, whether it works or not. At least worth a shot. But obviously, tire wear is a pretty big deal tonight, so I don't know if he'll lose time staying out that extra lap, as we've got one stuck in the sand in turn 3. Looks like it's the Rock. running inside the top 10. Safe to say he will not be there anymore. Tough right for Dwayne Johnson. As Mercurio makes his way out of the final corner here. Now it's assumed he'll be coming down the road here. And indeed he does. He will make his final stop of the race here.
The audio just...
Yeah.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Audio got super stuttery. I don't know why this happens.
Unbelievable.
Apparently that happens. I think it's YouTube. YouTube just doesn't like us when we stream for over an hour anymore, apparently.
I guess.
Hates us.
So, the 07 is going to take the lead here. Mercurio is not going to beat the 07 off pit road. I don't think he's going to beat Gunther off either.
Well, yeah. What?
So, here comes Keith up the hill. So it looks like Mercurio is going to keep third.
Oh! God, Chris, I'm getting by the 91.
Yeah, that was almost very bad. So the 86 is going to gain quite a bit of time there on Keith, and no, Keith is off in the sand.
Oh no! Back it out, back it out!
Yeah, got wide there and won, and that's a costly mistake there for Keith.
He's going to lose 3 or 4 spots. That mistake.
Yeah, he had a very slim chance of catching Nick Gunther for the points lead, and that might have just taken that little chance away.
Yeah.
Bad time for a bad mistake there for Keith Hughes. See what the interval is here this time by between the 07 and 2 cars behind him. I don't think the strategy call by Mercurio really gained him or lost him anything. I think he's about in the exact same spot as he was prior to this round of pit stops, which is a bit interesting. I suppose it is better to gain nothing than lose something.
That is very true.
So it definitely could have been worse there for the driver of the 86. So the gap at the line, 3.5 seconds between Merkel and Gunther. And it looks like it's going to be 11.7 between Merkel and Mercurio.
Wow.
And Keith now 37 seconds back in 7th place. So very costly lap there for Keith Hughes.
Oh, Merkel with a lockup there into 3. I'll Gunther to catch him just a little bit.
Don't want to do that too many times.
No, 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 no.
Zachary Hall on pit road, pitting from the top 10. A little confused as to why he's pitting again. I think he was one of the last ones to pit the first time by.
He had pit actually, like, when that caution had come out. Or when we were coming back green. So he's making his final pit stop now.
A bit off sequence there, but I guess it'll work out nonetheless for him. Looks like the 07 has lost first gear. So our race leader, Jack Merkel, going to be without the services of his first gear for the rest of this race, and that's going to help Nick Gunther tremendously in these slow corners here, Joe. He's already gaining quite a bit of time. Again, 3.5 seconds was the margin at the line last time. It is going to be under a second this time by. So with 5 laps to go, Nick Gunther has plenty of time to try to make this pass for the lead.
Getting good here, Dewey.
Getting good.
Getting good. Things are happening.
Would be pretty impressive if this 07 can take the win without first gear, but with how slow some of these corners are, and you just need first gear for them, and it's going to help Gunther so much through there. I don't know if he'll be able to hold him off. It'd be quite the feat if he can.
And you just got to make the mistake of not getting down into first, right? Like, that's the thing. This is where you're going to see it. Here he goes.
And there's your battle for the lead. And not much of one at that. Just these low gear corners, the 07 just can't do anything. So at this point, Merkel is going to have to hope that the 55 messes up somewhere.
Or maybe give him some help, you know?
Yeah, maybe. or some help from Mike Carroll there out of turn 5.
Apply some pressure, make him make a mistake. We've seen the 55 make a few tonight.
He has. And those were unforced errors without anybody close to him. So now that he's got a very fast car directly behind him, the pressure is definitely on right now for Gunther to lay down a perfect lap here the next 4 times around.
And this is where the 07 has to kind of keep with him, right?
Yeah, this is a prime opportunity here for Gunther to gain a lot of time. Another one of these slow right-handers.
Oh, Merkel's in the sand.
Yeah, you got the left sides in there, and there you see the gap, and Gunther is going to pull away here. Just nothing the 07 can do. But hope for another unforced error on the part of the 55. As we'll come up the hill for 4 laps to go here at Road America. '07 is looks like a little irritated in the chat at the lack of room he was been there through Canada Corner.
And he's really pressing the aggressive button right now, isn't he?
Indeed he is. I mean, it's just very difficult to go too wide through Canada Corner. I totally understand it, but I don't know.
Listen, 55 doesn't have to cut him a break there either, right?
I definitely understand the frustration for sure. But that's just a corner that you don't typically go too wide in, and to expect the room might be a little I don't know. Maybe ill-advised, perhaps. Or maybe don't expect that there. But either way, he's still within reaching distance if the 55 messes up again. It's not completely over for the 07 by any means. Definitely at a disadvantage for sure, but crazier things have happened.
I'm going to 3 laps to go this time at the line. These guys get so close to the sand there in Canada Corner.
Very, very close. Too close a couple times.
Well, and if you just drop a wheel in there, Dewey, I mean, it upsets that race car so much.
Yes, it does. It's the last place you want any part of a motor vehicle. Especially one like this.
An automobile.
Yeah.
An auto racing vehicle.
3 circuits remain. It is a 1.1 second gap from Nick Gunther to Jack Merkel. 8.2 seconds back to Mercurio, who has gained some time on those two. But perhaps that extra lap of fresh tires has helped the 86.
Welcome in, Allison. Congrats on the win last week, by the way. Wish we were there for it.
Mike Carroll off in the sand into 1, keeps it going.
Ooh, smoke from the 55. Oh, he's in the sand!
Oh, he's in the sand! Nick Gunther goes wide in turn 3 and gets in the sand, and Jack Merkel, without first gear, retakes the lead. Oh my goodness,
I'm at a loss
what
for
a
words.
costly error from Nick Gunther.
I'm at a loss for words, Dewey.
We saw him make those mistakes earlier in the race. He was able to recover from them, but you especially can't afford one now. And just like that, he's got to go back in attack mode and try to catch this 07 again.
Well, and again, I mean, he's really only faster in those low-speed corners.
Right.
And, I mean, we're through it.
And he's got
that
the 86 behind him now in reaching distance, who's got fresher tires than him.
And you know Gunther's pushing it now, right? I mean, you see how wide he gets there off the carousel into the kink.
If he wants to win, he has to push it, and again, Mercurio is probably pushing it as well, knowing that second place is now within
striking distance, yeah.
His grasp, yeah. A very, very costly error there for Gunther. A bit uncharacteristic, honestly.
Yeah, but I mean, uncharacteristic for him for the season as a whole, but tonight, that 55, he's put wheels wrong multiple times tonight.
Mike Carroll's got off again. I think this is turn 5. Gonna take him a bit to get out of there.
2 to go.
2 laps to go here at Road America.
And the gap at the line, Dewey.
4.6. Got to make up about 2.5 seconds a lap. I don't know if he can do it.
This is the area of the track that he's got to make up that time.
Yeah, Merkel just has to make sure he takes turn 3 especially easy, because without first gear, it's going to take him even longer to get out if he ends up in the sand.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets through turn 3 A-OK. Mercurio is closing that gap, though, on Gunther. It was 1.7 seconds between them at the line. Definitely looks like it's less than that now.
Well, how much damage did Gunther do to his tires locking him up there into turn 3?
Probably a decent amount with how much tire wear matters in this race. I'm sure they are holding on for dear life right now on that car. And I think at this point he's going to have to switch his approach from attack mode for the win to defense mode and keeping Mercurio behind him.
Not as aggressive that time off the carousel. Into the kink.
Doing what he can, but at this point it's just not a whole lot.
Merkel's still out in front.
'83 has gone off out of Canada corner, trying to get himself out of the sand as the leaders go by. As he gets it going.
Up the hill for the penultimate time, coming to the white flag. 1 lap to go at the line for Jack Merkel. He looks to take home a checkered flag without first gear to Death Craver 1 to go. You can find Death Craver now available on Amazon by Zach Rogers. Go check it out. Death Craver 1 to go.
Got a decent battle for a bit further back for 4th. Got Michael Norman in the 08, Jonathan Peavy in the 117. Here across the line as they get around the lapped vehicle. So, back half of the top 5 up for grabs here.
The battle for second, Dewey.
It's heating up. Mercurio is there. Makes a move here, going into turn 3. Mercurio's going to have the preferred line here into this corner. As Matt McIntyre will yield for the leaders.
Oh, maybe not.
Sort of. A little bit.
He had to make the corner, too.
And just like that, Mercurio up into second place with those fresher tires. But Gunther's not going to give up that easily. As McIntyre goes wide again, oh no. So the more those two battle, that is great news if your name is Jack Merkel.
Oh yeah, and this is the part of the track that he's not as worried about. Through the carousel.
If there were maybe 3 or 4 more laps, Mercurio probably could have caught that 07, but...
Well, and don't forget he's got about a lap fresher tires, too.
Yeah. Peavy's still trying all he can back here to get by Michael Norman, but that 08 just looks to be too strong right now. As again, they battle for 4th, a ways behind our leaders. Into Canada corner for the last time, one of the big trouble spots here in this race. Merkel without any issues getting through there, as with Mercurio. Gunther gets a little shaky there, and that's going to probably cost him second for good. And out of turn 14 for the final time. No first gear, no problem whatsoever. Jack Merkel in the 07 comes up the hill, and he will take the checkered flag first and win here at Road America.
Joshua Mercurio comes home in second. Nick Gunther rounds out your podium, folks. Stick around. We're going to talk with those top 3 finishers. We'll have race results on your screens momentarily as we watch the last few cars kind of come across the line.
Yeah, Peavy got 4th.
Yeah,
so
Michael Norman had
slipped
issues.
up somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, Victor Delgado got by as well. So we'll have to... I wonder what happened there with Norman.
Try to see what happened with the 08. See if there was any foul.
Oh, went wide in Canada corner, Joe.
Oh, he talked about it. You can't... Well, might have been some contact.
Or did he?
Might have got some help.
Looks like the 117 had something to do with that.
Really aggressive into the corner.
Yeah, little irritated in the chat. He said, I'll remember.
I'll remember.
Oh, boy. Racers have long memories,
Yes,
so...
they do.
I guess Jonathan Peavy better watch out next race. He might be paid a visit by Michael Norman's bumper.
Well, next week's Las Vegas. I don't know if you want to be spinning anyone there.
Yeah, that might not be a good idea.
Little dangerous.
Just a little bit. And that was Road America.
That was Road America. The Road America 160. How'd it feel, Dewey, to get back in the booth?
Felt good.
Yeah.
Felt good. It definitely seems like the overcut strategy by Mercurio had a good chance of working, just needed a couple more laps for it. Interesting strategy, but gained him a spot in the end.
Dewey, you ready to ask some questions?
I'm ready for you to ask some questions.
No,
sure.
no, come on. You can do it.
Hey.
You can do it.
Hey.
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 You got it, Dewey. Folks in chat, tell Dewey you believe in him.
Unbelievable.
Come on, let's rally some support for Dewey. Dewey, Dewey, Dewey.
It's fine, it's
Dewey,
fine, it's fine.
Dewey, 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 Dewey.
I don't like my name said that many times.
Dewey.
It starts sounding weird.
Dewey. Jack Merkel gonna try to burn it down here from Road America.
You ever had that experience where you say the same word so many times in a row it just starts sounding weird and like it shouldn't be a word?
Yeah.
Yeah. You've just done that to my name now. How do you feel?
I feel good.
Oh, glad you
Oh, there you
feel
go. He's gonna do a reverse burnout. Oh. Or did you burn out
he earned it.
first gear, you know?
Yeah. Turns out you don't need first gear to do a burnout.
There you go.
Would you look at that?
There you go. Move on to our post-race results. Get those on your screens momentarily. Let's go ahead and start by talking with the driver That'll be parking it down in victory lane. Driver of the 07, Jack Merkel. Jack, you got a copy.
Can hear you loud and clear.
All right, second win of the year here. I think third, but like second official, I guess. You know.
Yeah, second in the column, third that I've actually.
Yeah. That you took the checkered flag, but tonight, very, very strong performance. Rallying back from losing first here. How'd you manage to get that thing in the bag?
Man, started off the race and I just got caught up behind a couple cars. Like the 86, I was a little bit faster through part of the course, and I couldn't ever get a move on him. And once I got past him and the 55 got tangled up and got past both of them, I just kept it cool, sailed off, and then just downshifted into the sharp left-hander and lost first gear and almost went off into the sand. Just got lucky that I had enough of a lead on the 55 that I was able to stay right with him with it, and then he just had that mistake and allowed me to capitalize on it and run away with it.
Yeah, we saw some hard racing there through Canada Corner. Know there was some frustration on the radio from you, but when you see the 55 make the mistake late in the race and get into that sand, how bad was that sand tonight when you got off into it?
If you had some speed and you just dropped a couple tires into it for half a second, you could have been okay. But if you didn't have a lot of speed, especially coming through the sharp left-hander here where the 55 went, if you had no speed and you were trying to slow down, you were lucky if you could get back out of it if you went far enough into it.
And we saw there at the end just kind of managing how much of it in that situation when you have that big lead, knowing that you're already kind of at a disadvantage without, the money gear, let's call it. How much of it in your mind are you kind of like weighing the options back and forth of really pushing the issue through some of the parts where you're more competitive because you don't need the first gear versus maybe taking it easy so you don't make a similar mistake to what the 55 did?
In the beginning of the run, I was definitely taking it more easy, especially because I didn't know if anybody else noticed, but we were close on fuel, so I was hoping we didn't run out. Once I blew the gear, there was no saving at all. I mean, I was driving deep in every corner that I could. It was just trying to gain as much on him as I could tell, because I could tell he was driving a little soft on it. So I was like, I need to keep him pressure and hope that he maybe makes a mistake again.
Well, Jack, again, lead a race high 19 laps of 25 here tonight. Congratulations on the win from Road America. Before we let you go, I want to give you the opportunity. Great partners, great looking race car. As always, the floor is yours. You know what to do.
Yep. Hendrick out here gave us a great looking Imron Elite 07. Glad I could take it to victory lane for him, and hopefully we can keep that success up for the rest of the season.
Jack, again, congratulations on another win here tonight from Road America. You're like the Midwest King right now. Congratulations on it. Always a pleasure to talk with you. Hope we're talking with you again soon here before the end of the year, and best of luck next week at Vegas.
Thank you. See you next week.
Jack Merkel, driver of the 07, your race winner here tonight from Road America. Let's go ahead and next bring in our second place finisher. He's driver of the number 86, Joshua Mercurio. Joshua, you got a copy?
I hear you guys loud and clear.
All right, second place run here tonight. Start second, finish second. Ran inside the top 5 all night long. But take us through the call there to pit a lap later than your fellow leaders.
Yeah, I mean, I was just looking at the lap times, watching them kind of scoot away from me on the first half of that last run. And I knew that I needed to do something different. So tried the gamble, and it almost paid off. So obviously, I think Jack lost first gear at one point there. That aided my efforts, but yeah, I think it worked out pretty well.
Nick has his mistake where he goes off track, kind of brings him back to you as well. Was that also part of the plan, right? You have a lap fresher tires. How much of a difference did it really make?
Well, it was really sketchy on the brakes when the tires were old. So there wasn't much fall off, but once the tires got older, you could lock up the fronts. And any sizable lockup, you would be close to having the tire lost completely. So that was really the only thing. I think, the mid-corner grip was pretty much the same. It was just the brakes at the end.
How much then are you balancing, maybe you go in and you get in a little too hard and you lock up the brakes? How much are you kind of balancing? Because we were talking with Jack about the sand, and the sand, you get in the sand, you're stuck, right? How much are you kind of balancing that of, okay, I don't want to go off in the sand, but I also don't want to have to make an extra pit stop if I lose a tire?
Well, to be honest, I think you'd probably lose 30 seconds if you had to pit for new tires.
Mhm.
You'd probably lose like 50 if you got stuck in the stuck in the sand. So I think the only thing that mattered was staying on the track at that point.
Fair enough. Well, Joshua, a great run for you here tonight. Again, second place finish for you in this 86 crew. Before we let you go, I want to give you the opportunity. You got some great partners behind you. As always, floor is yours. You know what to do.
Yeah, so obviously still going on with that goal, as many second places as we can this year. Almost finished like fourth to Keith at one point. I was like, this is going to be fantastic. Exactly what I needed to do today. What else? Oh yeah, I won the one race that Maverick didn't broadcast, which is awesome.
Oh,
So
you won
shout out to
Rockingham.
yeah, I won the one
Oh.
race on Maverick that didn't get
I would,
broadcasted.
on behalf of the Detroit Edison Company, I would like to apologize for not being there to broadcast that one.
All right, I'll accept that apology. And then I just want to shout out to the guys that I race with every week at NNSCRA and family and my girlfriend who said that she'd watch, but who knows if she's actually watching.
Well, Joshua, again, congratulations on the second place result here tonight. Always a pleasure to get the opportunity to talk with you. Glad to hear you got the win, but hey, another second place finish. At least you're not in the Sheldon Creed territory, right, where you just keep finishing second. So it's like,
Yeah, but if it wasn't recorded, did it actually happen, Joe?
Yeah, that's true. If a tree falls and no one's there to hear it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm still pretty much Sheldon Creed, but
Okay.
Yeah, thanks for talking to me, and thanks for doing all that you do. I imagine the broadcast is great. Can't wait to watch it later. Thanks for all you do again.
Josh, again, thanks for taking some time to talk with us. Congratulations on the result, and hope to be talking with you again soon, hopefully down in victory lane before the year is over.
Yep. All right. Bye, guys.
Joshua Mercurio, driver of the number 86, your second place finisher here tonight from Road America. Let's go ahead and finally talk with our points leader and third place finisher here tonight, driver of the number 55, Nick Gunther. Nick, you got a copy?
Hello.
Well, I'm just elephant in the room, an uncharacteristic night from you and the 55s team. A lot of mistakes out there with dropping wheels and getting in sand, and what happened?
I mean, I wanted to go back to the beach. I was there this past weekend, and I guess my car said, no, you want to go back to the Jersey Shore. Let's just go and play in the sand.
Was this sand not as nice as the Jersey sand?
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, the sand in Jersey will always be top tier.
Okay. Dewey, can you vouch for the Jersey sand, or only the Massachusetts
I've
sand?
never been to the Jersey Shore. I can't.
Okay.
What?
Okay. All right. Fair enough. I mean, I haven't either, but
The sand on the Massachusetts shore is pretty good though.
Okay, so maybe that like East Coast, Upper East Coast sand
Yeah.
is nice. Okay. All right. Fair enough. But
It was just my calling to go play in the beach, I guess.
But Nick, obviously they're a tight battle with you in the 07. How much fun is that behind the wheel, but also how stressful can it be?
Oh, it's fun when when the car decides to actually turn and actually stop, because I know one lap it just stopping.
Yeah.
Like it didn't want to stop anymore. That's why I locked up in the 5, and it just didn't want to turn anymore either. I'm like, okay, I guess we're throwing away the race now. I'm like, okay, fine. But yeah, we walked away with the podium though. I mean, mission accomplished. We're still trying to build that points gap on the 82, which we did successfully today. So, I mean, that's just the way it goes. I had to let the 86 go. I mean, Josh was just hauling ass at the very end of the run. I was like, nah, I'm not even gonna bother holding him up here. I'm just gonna take my losses and go home.
So from that answer, maybe you can answer this one more explicitly. But you're at this point in the season, you're really just thinking about the points in the championship. Obviously, you want to win races, but that championship is priority number one, right?
I mean, it's true. I already have 6, 7 race wins already this season. I probably could have had 9 or 10 if it weren't for the failures. But at the same time, I mean, I've had it's me. My Philadelphia luck will always have a late season collapse. It always happens.
Late game,
just ask the Phillies and just ask the Eagles. I drove like the Eagles tonight, to be honest with you, with the decision making and the mistakes that we made. It's absolutely wonderful, like how I'm just related to Nick Sirianni with the mistakes I've been making. So,
do you want to run the ball on third down there last night? Or?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Please.
That's what I thought too. But whatever. Throw the ball. Whatever.
Yeah, I just threw the ball where I should have ran it.
Well, Nick, again, still a strong run for you in the 55 bunch tonight. You lead a lap, so you get the bonus points for that. Still get a podium, as you noted, build the points lead over the 82. Congratulations on the podium. Before we let you go, want to give you the opportunity. Got great partners and folks behind you on this 55. The floor is yours. You know what to do.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to thank my boys back in the Fortnite Squad racing camp. They provided a fast car, just unfortunately just didn't want to turn anymore. It was, driver error as well on my part for most of the race as well. Let's see, we got Disney Speedstorm on the car. We're representing Oswald the Lucky Rabbit today, back once again. Of course, we got to thank my YouTube channel, Mimdiq Sites and me. We're at almost at 700 subscribers, so hit that subscribe button. Let's also like to thank the party, Coca-Cola Racing family, of course, here today. There's people, Ben and Keith. I would say they put on a pretty good show today. I mean, it is a road course. It's really hard to throw cautions or whatnot, but we just can't wait to see like what Las Vegas has in store. I mean, if it's like Kansas, then I'm sure it'll be a good race. I hope it's a good one though.
Hey, should be a good one next week. Nick, again, always appreciate your insights after the race. Congratulations on another strong result and continue to build that points lead. Always a pleasure to get the opportunity to talk with you. Best of luck next week at Vegas, and hope to be talking with you again soon here before the year's over.
Yep, I'll be sure to bring my Lucky Rabbit with me again.
Sounds good. Nick Gunther, driver number 55, your third place finisher here tonight from Road America. Dewey, that's going to wrap up our coverage. Another Maverick Cup Series, Maverick Night in America in the books. Jack Merkel takes home his second official victory of the season.
Yeah, definitely an interesting race. A lot of mistakes, a lot of passing, a lot of other interesting stuff, for lack of a better term. But hey, it was fun to be back up here in the booth again. It was a pretty entertaining race. Glad I was here for it. Glad you all were here watching it too. Be sure to do that again next week, because Vegas will be a show.
Vegas will be a show for sure, and we're going to have a show for you tomorrow night with our friends over in the TMP Summer Cup Series, their championship race. Tomorrow night, going to be live right here from Homestead Miami Speedway on JTN. As Dewey noted, we're live next week from Vegas with our friends here at the Maverick Cup Series. If you want to get in on the action, you can check out their Facebook group. We have it linked in the video description below. Make sure you're also following us on our social media at JoeTowNetwork, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and X, again, at JoeTowNetwork. Also, go check out Track and Turf Media. New episode of the Fake Racers podcast out this week. Post a crazy, hectic race from Watkins Glen. Again, folks, though, with all that being said, for all of us here at JTN, for Bristol, our producer, for my colleague Dewey Schramm, I've been Joe Towanski. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time live right here on JTN. So long for now, folks.
3 wide for second, but Sean Whitehill is going to bring it home and win the race at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Ricky J closing up, off turn 4. He's going to have a run to the inside. He blocks into the grass. Checkers out. Hardy wins it.
Ricky, what's going on in your brain right now?
Yeah, putting on 4 big rubber shoes and 2 gallons of, not 2 gallons, 2 cans of exploding dino juice here, Joe.
Down to the tunnel turn. These guys are throwing it through there and around to the back of the wall, as well as RJ Bishop. Down in front of Keith Hughes. Oh, no! Big hit. RJ Bishop.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
Ricky
big
J
wreck.
big crashed into the wall.
Oh,
the leaders
no.
have wrecked. Ricky J is upside down. Magoo is hard on the wall. Tyler Mallon escapes with no damage. Everybody else in this main group, including Nelly, is jumped.
Through the north chute they'll go. The 24's into the wall. Almost contact there. The 10 with the shallow entry into turn 4. It's going to be a drag race down the front straightaway. Folks, the 24's in the wall. They make contact. Turn around. Nappick goes on through the flip. Rich Nappick's going to win the Culver Block 200 in thrilling fashion.